Hi everyone, it's Ashley. So I had my first RE appointment, which was my last video, and then I started to do the things that he suggested. So I went in for my cycle day 3 blood work, and that I assume came out fine because I didn't really say anything. And then I scheduled an HSG for, I'm trying to think of what day it was. It was a Thursday, and it must have been last Thursday, I guess, or a week. Anyway, it was cycle day 9. Must have been 2 Thursdays ago. Today's Thursday. So I went to that. Since I only have the one tube, they obviously were only checking to see if my other tube was open. So it was really painless. I've heard some horror stories on here, but mine was painless. I took 2 acetaminophen before, and it didn't hurt at all. So I was watching it on the monitor. They're taking like the x-ray pictures, and it was done. I mean, the whole thing maybe took 5 minutes once they finally got going. And I sat up, and he said, well, I can't see the tube going through your right tube because you don't have a tube. And I can't see it going through the other tube. So you need to talk to your doctor about your options. And I held it together until I walked into the bathroom and started crying. And then pulled myself together a bit, got dressed, walked out of the door, and immediately burst into tears. And I did not think going into this that my other tube would be blocked. So in the same medical park as the radiologist, I couldn't think of the word, the radiologist was my RE. So I immediately drove over to their building, and basically not to complain or, ask what I should do. My husband's semen analysis was scheduled for the Sunday. And I said, is it even necessary for him to do this? My tube was blocked. Well, does it really matter what his semen looks like? So, the nurse was really nice, and I was just devastated. She was like, I'm going to call the doctor, we're going to talk to the doctor, see what he says, but usually in these cases they go right to IVF. And I knew our insurance doesn't cover IVF. I do know that we have the option to switch insurances. I'm assuming this is a blessing in disguise that it's happening so late in the year that we can switch our insurances in October for them to be effective January 1st. And January 1st, in the grand scheme of things, is not that far away. So, she said, I'm going to call the doctor. He's off next week, so we can't do a consultation until he gets back. So I had scheduled on Monday morning more blood work to see if I was close to ovulating, whatnot, and an ultrasound. See if I was close, and if I was, which side I was going to be ovulating from. I went to that, and basically I said to the ultrasound guy, he said, oh, okay, you don't have your right tube, so we want to see something on the left. And I said, well, the left seems to be blocked, so I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't really matter where I'm ovulating from. Now, before I had gone into my appointment, my husband and I had been talking, obviously, over the weekend about what our options were and what we were going to do. And he obviously had been reading. You know, the first thing you do is go onto the internet and read. So he's hoping that, you know, over the weekend he's saying maybe it's not really blocked, maybe it just spasmed. I'm reading here, you know, women are saying that they were told their tube was blocked, but it's not really. Maybe there's a, you know, I'm reading there's a surgery you can do to get it unblocked. And I was just kind of resolving myself and grieving my fertility, and resolving myself to IVF. So Monday came around and I had an ultrasound and the blood work, and you always get to talk to the doctor for a few minutes and like see what the plan is. And he said, you know, he kind of said the same thing like my husband, maybe it just spasmed, you know, and I didn't bring this up to him. He just said, maybe it spasmed when you were having this. Maybe it's just like some mucousy film or something that's just, I don't know, something. So he said, or it's completely blocked and you're out of luck. He said they do have a thing called a internalist radiologist. And he could possibly do this procedure a bit like an HSG, but try and open up the tube. So I came home and the doctor asked me first, you know, what do you want to do? And I said, well, my husband, I think, wants to try and open it. So we don't have insurance that covers IVF until we decide to switch. We might as well try this in the interim, because what else are we going to do? So I came home, told my husband this, and he said, I couldn't remember the name of the radiologist, and he said, was it oh my god, I can't even remember, internal radiologist, well, something like this. And I said, yeah, that's the word. And he said, oh, you know, that's the person that came and to my DNC and helped stop the bleeding by putting these blockade type of things in the major artery near my uterus. So perhaps I've technically met him before. So he seems to be the hardest person in the entire world. I mean, I could probably get the president easier than I could get him. The person that does his scheduling is not in the office until September 2nd. The person you're supposed to contact, because she's not in the office, I left a message today. What time was it? 1:30? And it's now almost 6:30. And I haven't gotten a call back. And I called around 4 or something like that. 3:30, 4 o'clock again, and it just went through our voicemail again. So, I mean, my doctor said that this has to be done about around the same time the HSG is done, so between day like 6 and 10 of your cycle. So obviously, I haven't even ovulated yet. I can't imagine why, with all this delightful stress and whatnot. But I wouldn't even be able to do it until next cycle. But my doctor was saying that, the doctor I talked to, was saying you should probably call him in case he wants to meet you beforehand or whatnot. So I'm just trying to get hold of him to see what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, so the procedure is called this is the prescription. It says, refer to this doctor. His name is Dr. Ferretti. Can't, if you're really interested. Interventional radiology for tuboplasty, occurred left tube. So I assume it's like he described it as in if he can, he's going to try and see if it's open, or if it's already open, and I'm just putting all this stress on myself for no reason. Or if he can try and open it, or if it's just truly blocked. Oh, it's just so, I don't even know what to say. Like, never in a million years did I think, oh, I'm gonna have one pregnancy that's super easy, no problems, and then for the next he's 4, but 2 years I'm going to struggle to try and have a baby that doesn't die, as my son would put it. The other day we were in the car and I was trying to explain to him kind of like the benefits of being an only child. You know, not having to share your toys and your time with your parents and stuff like that. And he said, no, I want a baby. And, you know, what if you had 2? He said, what if you went to the hospital and you had babies that didn't die? And there was 2 of them, blah, blah, blah. And when he just said, having babies that don't die, like, it was really hard. You know, both of my losses have landed me in the hospital for a couple days. And so he's visited me in the hospital, you know, with no more baby, and I'm not in a great condition. So, the thing is, with this tuboplasty thing, the doctor explained that there's also a chance that if they do clear it, I already have a chance of an ectopic pregnancy, and this could just up the chances. I'm going to do it because that's what my husband would like me to do. I'm not looking forward to it, honestly. Like, the HSG didn't hurt at all. I mean, I'm used to stuff up there and no modesty at all anymore. But I just don't want this to hurt. So that's where we are. Possibly doing IVF in the new year. The insurance we're going to switch to is like $200 more a month. Which sucks. But my son isn't, we're not paying for his school anymore. So, because he's going to a free program now through the state, or through the school district, it's a free preschool. So we're saving money there, but like basically we just be like putting it into this now. And the IVF insurance, like coverage for this insurance, while it does have it, unlike the one we currently have, it's only $15,000 in your lifetime, my lifetime. And from what I'm reading, that's like a cycle of IVF. So if we do it and that cycle doesn't work, we're going to have to either borrow money or just not do it anymore. So I'm trying to see if there's a program through my doctor about donating eggs, that if you donate eggs, they, like, if you're a single woman or whatever, you are trying to do an egg retrieval for whatever reason you have. If you donate some, they will take money off of your storage fee. So possibly that is something we could do. I wouldn't mind donating eggs. I think that's a great thing. There's no way I could ever anymore. I would have loved to. I can't do it anymore, obviously. I would have loved to have been a surrogate. There's no way I can do that anymore. It's just not going to happen. My uterus is too jacked up for that. So maybe this would be a good way. Even if we have our own, we're done having kids, I think I would still like to do that. Because I know there are lots of women who need donated eggs, right? So, 15 minutes long about that. I'll get back to you when I figure out when my this tuboplasty thing's gonna be. Bye.